Hello everybody, Zeff here with ZeffsTrading. Hope you guys are doing well today, June 24th, 2024. This will be our chart lesson for today on the 2000 tick chart for the ES futures. Overall, down bearish day. We have a lower high on the daily chart, so be ready for that. Potential move back down to the 21 EMA. Overall, not too many setups for today on the ES. Overall, a lot of noise, a lot of choppiness. Took 3 trades. Really not the best trading. Probably some, not good trading for me today, but that's okay. Overall, still green. Just took very aggressive setups and got here very late. So, kind of wanted to trade. Had an itch, which probably isn't the best, but, still think I did not too bad. But we'll go over that. Overall, for today, again, broke yesterday's low. So we'll see if we have follow through tomorrow for it to be selling off here. Okay. Beginning in the pre-market session for today, as market opens 9:30 my time, we do have a nice first entry, second entry long failure. And then you get a nice lower high right here to confirm that the move down is still in play. I think this is a pretty decent setup. The only reason it's aggressive here is because you have this nice big green bullish bar right next to it. So, when you're taking on this and you go one tick below it, you have a little bit of risk that you are playing into. But there's plenty of room down to the lows here. So overall, this lower high, I still think is a little aggressive, but context-wise, it's quite good. Okay. As we move down here, we have a break and new low. Then we just chop sideways here, and in this I see 1, 2, and 3, and I also see a first entry, second entry short with a very low risk bar here. I think you got to take that with 5 ticks, with plenty of room back down to the lows of this trading range. In this case, you get your 2 points here, very low risk, good risk to reward ratio right there, and good context. Then you get a nice double bottom across the board here, as we can see. Draw that line there. And then you get a really nice first entry, second entry short failure on for today. And I think this is a very good example of a failure here. As we can see, we tried to sell off once, twice. 1 tick above this bar here, we can clearly see trapping the short traders, and this thing just rockets higher. Then this trend really takes off here. Price stays above it for quite some time. Unfortunately, you don't get a second entry long on the break, but you do get a first entry, pulls back. You get a new high, you get another first entry, it breaks all the way to, and you get your new break and new extreme. In this case, a break and new high. As this downward channel works lower here, you do get a lower high here, but it's right above the EMA. I really like to see lower highs more around this area, and so unfortunately, you just don't get anything. You do get a first entry, second entry short on the break, but horrible signal bar. It's above the 21 EMA, not really what we're looking for second entry shorts here. As we get another move down, break, new low, and this just kind of continues on for the rest of the day. You get your 2-legged moves constantly. This caught a little bit below the measured move here, but we can see it rallies higher. You get a break, again, first entry to a new high. Same thing, get a move down, break, new low. And this, I believe, is also just a measured move. We can see a lot of 2-legged pullbacks here going on through this downward trend channel, and I just don't see any decent trades in here, unfortunately, as price action actually looks quite well. Then we get a 2-legged move down, we get a move up, first entry pulls back, you get a higher low here, not half bad signal bar. Maybe you take this trade. Actually think it would be pretty aggressive here, but at least it tests back up to the 21 EMA, and overall your day is still technically bullish by this double bottom and this huge rally higher. Again, it is a little hard to read price action today, which happens, but then we get a move up. We get, again, first entry, new high. You do get a first entry, second entry long here with this double bottom, but bad signal bar. Then you get this higher low, and again, there's no room, unfortunately, to the highs here. It does work out, but you don't know that. You're going right into previous day's high. Price has been rejecting off of it for quite some time, and then you finally can establish that we are in a downtrend here once you get 1, 2, 3 data points, and that's when you see some clear movement. But then it really just chops sideways after this. You get a move down, goes higher, down. I mean, it just bounces between this trading range here. I just really don't see any trades here. Maybe you would take this first entry, second entry short right here. But then your stop is, let's see where the stop would have to be. Yeah, you're almost at a 3-point stop. Overall, I mean, there is rejection happening and price down to the lows here seems reasonable, but I think you should just pass on these. Then we can see it just gets quite congested. All right here. Then, you know, basically before 1 o'clock happens, did you get a first entry, second entry long failure? But there's too much stem on either side of this, and you're going right into support. You don't know that's going to sell off into this. Then you get another first entry, second entry long failure. But again, bad signal bar. I really just don't like this. Overall, it's not very clear to me. Then you get to move down here, and then this is where you get your first entry, pulls back, second entry short, and you also get a first entry, second entry long failure. So there's a lot of good context here. You have your first move of the break, and this lower high here is an excellent trade and a high probability setup. As we make our way down to the bottom of the trend channel with our break and new low, we can see that it finds support across the board here. And I really just don't see any other trades in here. It gets so choppy and noisy across here. I don't think you should be taking any of these. You get a first entry, second entry long, third entry long. There's a nice double bottom. You get a kind of a quadruple test across the board. You get a first entry. This second entry long here on this 1, 2, 3, 4 test of support here is actually not half bad. There is room up to the resistance up here. You have 6 ticks there. Maybe you take that trade, actually. I think that's not a bad trade at all. Let's make sure our stop loss is in correct place. Right within 2 points, so you could trail it after your entry bar there. So I think that's actually a pretty decent trade. As it makes our way higher here, we get a break, new high, and we come and test this resistance again at 55.34. And then these are where my trades come in today. Again, I don't think they're the best trades at all. And we'll go over them. Okay, so first trade I took, I see the new high here. I see a first entry, pulls back. What I see here is a failed second entry short. So counting from our most recent swing low, I see a first entry, comes up, second entry, and then this actually breaks higher. That's what I entered. I saw a first entry, second entry short failure. I was at the bottom of the support here. I thought I had room at least to the highs. But price being rejected off the 21 EMA like that with the bar not even ticking higher was probably a sign there. And then the outside bar stops me out. So it breaks higher, then goes lower, stops me out, then it goes higher again. So I could have gotten 4 ticks there. I was just pretty unlucky with getting stopped out right there. Overall, this is still very congested. I'm really not looking for failures here. So I think it's my worst trade. Then we get another one here. So then we have a reset of the count, and you get a first entry, second entry short, and you also get a first entry, second entry long failure. So you get a DHP pattern here, double high probability setup. And I entered 1 tick right with a limit order. Then what happens is I was trying to go for 10 ticks instead of 8, and it does go for 8 ticks, but it never ticks through. And I have to get filled on 8 ticks for 9. So I have to go technically 9 ticks, never get filled. I see it come up. I see a lower high form, and it basically makes this double bottom. And I see a first entry, second entry long, and that's when I realized before the second entry long happens, I don't think I'm getting filled. So I tried twice here to get filled. After moving from 10 to 8, didn't get filled, just scalped out for 1 point to get out of the trade. And then, of course, it goes lower here. Maybe I should have held it longer. Think that would have probably been appropriate, this lower high. I just didn't like how I saw the double bottom here with a bar closing all the way on its 1/3 here. It is a doji bar, but I didn't like the context. Didn't know this was going to break out. So overall, that's okay. 1 point on that one. And then as I'm watching, I was really looking for a second entry short once I start seeing this bearish trend unfold. And I see this lower high here, which actually isn't half bad, but it's right into support, so I didn't really want to take it. And then I took a very aggressive trade, but overall I thought this was actually quite well. I clearly see I'm in the downtrend. I see a first entry, second entry short, and I try to enter here on the second entry short failure. Second entry short, bad signal bar, but with it being so volatile, I mean, price was moving very fast here. The ATR was pretty high. And with this being just continuously selling off here, as they wanted a new low of day before market closes, which I thought they were going to get. They did get it. My assumption was right with the context. Try to get filled here. It didn't get filled. I see the break of this, so kind of a double bar entry here, and I just go for limit order, go for 2 points, and it was just 1-to-1, and got my 2 points on this first entry, second entry short. Price was just moving so fast here. And very, very aggressive setup, very risky setup, but this was definitely more completely discretionary trade instead of more following the PATS system overall. Again, I really don't like any of these trades except for maybe this double high probability setup. Even then, this was very aggressive. But nonetheless, that's okay. So green on the day, that's fine. Learn from the lessons here. Going with the trend, very discretionary. Then you get your move, your break, and market closes basically just a couple seconds after that. So that's how I saw the market for today. Overall, pretty noisy day, pretty choppy day, not really good, even though we had such movement down to the downside and big trends, but sometimes that happens. Anyways, that's how I saw it for today. Hope you guys' trading was well, and I'll see you guys next time.